Okay, welcome in everyone to the third round here of the Gaming Prive, the race tournament. We have 8 players here on this server who have successfully driven the first 2 rounds, and now we will have a player cut of 50% again. So only the top 4 here out of this server will go into the next round, but this is a format that I've not seen on my own here, because we don't have a cup mode now. We have still a rounds mode with a weird point repartition of 10, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the first place really matters and every position matters now. And we play 5 maps of 4 rounds, so 20 rounds in total. And then there will be a break after that. And yeah, it will be super fun to see who will actually go into the next round, because this is a very stacked server. We have Jeffso, Arel, Dofo, Liker, Razi, Spooky, Artonir, and then Sika as well. So a very good server. We have You Can Do Better, the track that we didn't see on the second round, but we're seeing it now. It's being played, if I recall it correctly. And we play 4 rounds on this track. So everything a little bit delayed, but things like that happen. And good luck and fun to all the players. A 10 pointer is really valuable here, as you can really afford a mistake then if you get yourself a 10 pointer here. Okay, so Sika with a good start, as well as his teammate Liker. Both of the T-Sun players, but Arel, look at him go. Arel is stepping through here. The Gaming Prive player who are actually organizing this tournament is looking strong to actually win this cup here. Or not to win this round here, not the cup, because we never know how Arel will perform. But yeah, greatly done here also with the magnet section. Jumps very, very risky onto it, and he's a lead of 0.5 of a second already. It's just 0.7. It's just beautiful watching him playing. He's playing super good here. Look at him go. He is miles ahead, and you can't even see. Look, it's Dofo, 0.9 of a second behind him. And then we have Sika and Spooky, so a very, very far distributed around among the players here. As Dofo is 1 second behind, and Arel wins it with that. So Arel with a 1 of 2.40 in first place. Dofo in second, Sika in third, Spooky behind. Then we have Artene, Razi, and Jeffso also finishes. But Liker with a invalid time didn't really get himself any amount of points here in this round, because he is lagging like crazy. Not looking good for him so far. Okay, second round is starting now on You Can Do Better by Away. Liker is really lagging. I can't spectate him, and he's most likely getting himself another invalid time here, as he is really lagging. Look at him go. This is not really cool to spectate. Artonir is in the lead. No, actually he's behind. I thought he's in the lead for a moment, but he's 10 seconds behind, so he won't get himself any sort of amount of points. Unless someone else is making mistakes. Okay, in second place, but Arel again in the lead with a lead of 0.85 of a second. What did this guy do here on those tracks? He's playing really good here. Dofo in second, then we have Liker in third position, but he gets overtaken by Spooky. So Liker teleports himself here through the map because he's lagging so much. But it is not lagging on his side. But this is what matters, and that he's not getting himself an invalid time. As Jeffso and Liker are battling out here for that 5th position, but it is Jeffso who, I'm for the 4th position. It is Jeffso who gets himself the 5th position, and therefore not gets himself the additional 1 point. Artonir is able to finish, but only gets himself 1 point. Next round is starting now. It is Arel with a beautiful start, as well as Dofo. So consider that Dofo has or was second in the other remaining rounds. So still a very great performance from him. And 14 points will seal the deal. Greatly done by him. Okay. Default is in the lead. This time, where is Aurel? Aurel has dropped tremendously behind, and he won't have a say here in this round. But he will still remain in the lead because I think Default will go into the lead now, since it is Aurel who gets himself only 1 point in this round. Default with a beautiful jump here, and then we have Liker 1.5 seconds behind, as well as Jafzo, but Jafzo with a good comeback here. So even though he didn't really play too good on the first round, what I've seen though, he is playing good and is now up to the 4th place and same amount of points as Sika. So still nothing set in stone here. As we can see, it's pretty close. It's a triple tie for the 4th position, and then Spooky is also not too far ahead. The only player who really run away point-wise are Default and Aurel. Default now up into the lead, and Aurel only with that 1 pointer in the prior round. So all or nothing for him, but you can see he can afford those mistakes, despite it's only getting yourself 1 point. But unless you get yourself the 10 pointer all the way, it is looking good. Artonier with a good start, and he's really in dire need of them, of the points here, because he is 7 points, sitting at last position. So Artonier on a good start here, but gets himself a lot of airtime here. So this was not good for the Belgian player, as Default is now in the lead. Spooky, who is in 3rd position, finds himself on the 6th here in this round. So this is a more close round here, as Razi drops down, and Spooky will overtake him in the meantime. So Artonier, but Spooky with such a risky jump. Who's getting himself the 3rd place? It will be actually Artonier who gets overtaken here by Aurel in the ending. So what a snipe here, and this was really important for Artonier that he stays ahead, because really every point matters in this format. Default gets himself the 1st place here in this round with a 102.66. and goes up or extensively towards Aurel. So greatly done by him. But yeah, look how close this is. 3rd to last place, only 4 points between them. Oh my god, what a close match. What a close match at the moment. Yo, Yogo-san, thanks for raiding me. Thanks a lot. And hello, Alex. You sound a bit tired. I think it's the weather, which is really exhausting me, because it's very hot in my room. But yeah, I'm not really tired. It's just the exhaustion of the weather itself. But yeah, I mean, no, I'm not tired. So now this map is coming up. We will see every map here in this 3rd round. But yeah, look at the points. It is so close between the players here. As Default and Aurel are, I mean, more than 11 points ahead of the 3rd place. But the rest is not clear so far. I mean, it's only the first map. We have still 4 more maps that need to be played. So everything can and eventually will happen here. And I haven't really eaten too much today. And since the tournament right now, because we had a delay, it's without any break. It is pretty exhausting casting it. But after that we will have a break, and I will take a small break then as well. So yeah, all good, all good. So after this round we will have a break of, I think roughly 1 hour. And I'll take a break of 20 minutes on my own. And then I will be back, and we will do some things. Okay, but yeah, let's go into the first round here on Kiba Karen by Reston. As Liker has a good start, as well as his teammate. Liker goes for the forest-ish section. Okay, I'm sorry, my water had too much sparkling in there. But it is still fine now. So Sika now up into the lead. We have Liker a little bit further behind, but still on P3, so looking good for him. And Sika is really in need of those points. I mean, he's in last place, but still, if he wants to qualify, he needs that first place. But Aurel looks strong to deny some points towards him. So Aurel really is getting himself away with the 10 pointers here, as well as Dofold. So none of the other players have gotten themselves a 10 pointer after already. So Sika and Jafso are so far behind. Aurel takes the 10 pointer. Jafso, Liker, Razi, Dofold and Spooky are behind. And then we have Artonier, who finishes, but only in last position. But still good for Sika that he has gotten himself the 7 pointer here. And this means that Sika goes up into P4. So from P8 to P4 in just 1 round. He's even with Jafso though. And only 1 point out of Razi and Spooky. So nothing really has happened so far. But yeah, 15 points between 3rd and 2nd place. Dofold now in 2nd place. Aurel is 1 point ahead of him, and Dofold again with a not so good start here, as we can see. Dofold is finding himself in 7th position with a slowdown over this transition. Gets a good landing in the slope though. So he comes a tiny tad closer, but this is still not enough. Liker with a very wonky section though, and he comes closer though towards him as Razi gets himself a very direct approach, and therefore not a good amount of speed after that wall. Okay, yeah, that's actually a good idea. Let's put it here. I think that's a good idea. Okay, so Aurel wins it again over Dofold, Liker, and then Artonier snipes Jafso in the end. So Artonier with 5 points. And I think there's better. I did not consider the match live that this is important. But yeah, thanks for the feedback. Feedback is greatly appreciated in my streams. Thanks for that. Okay, so 3rd round here on Keba Karan. Really cool name, but my pronunciation is really off. Yeah, 1 first place will really help you to boost yourself, to get yourself a lot of points and go away to the top 3 or top 4. But so far it's only Dofold and Aurel who have won a round, and therefore the other 2 remaining spots, so the top 4 will go to the next round, is undecided yet. Dofold with such a risky jump. It's jumped super far to the left, but still was able to stay ahead here of the other players. But then we have Sika, who had a really good section, but has come into touch there. So Dofold versus Aurel again. Here on this section, Aurel with a good drift here. As you can see, Aurel with a tiny tad more speed. Dofold with a better line. This will be all in the ending. Aurel with more speed. Dofold with a direct approach. So he has more speed. Can Aurel make something happen? No. So it will be Dofold in first with a 1 minute .98. Great time. And Aurel gets beaten again by him. And therefore it is Dofold coming closer. But look how close this is here. Artonier in 3rd place. And then we have all the other players who have made a mistake, but Jafso and Liker was pretty close for them, actually. But still, a back and forth between all the players. It's not a player, for example, like Liker or Jafso, who can really like stomp Aurel and Dofold. They seem to be unstoppable here. But maybe in the 8th round, something can happen here. We can have a different winner than Aurel or Dofold. Aurel with the mistake, and Aurel had to respawn, so this is looking good. Dofold has to beat all of them now, as Dofold has a good start though. But there we also have Liker and Artonier in this battle here in the top 3. Dofold with a good amount of speed. Artonier with a bad landing, so Jafso was capitalizing from that. Dofold again in the lead. Great section, great speed amount for him. So godlike slide from Dofold, and also a very good landing. But there we also have Jafso here, wants to have the 10 pointer here. Jafso good landing. And this is neck and neck. Dofold with a good amount of speed in this section, so he will temporarily extend the lead here, and Jafso drops super far behind towards P6. Spooky, Sika, Razi and Artonier are ahead of him, but Dofold seems to be unstoppable on this round here, as you can see. Artonier, however, will be certainly very happy about that 2nd place, as well as Razi, who were not in a top 4 position, so they will come closer towards Liker and Jafso. But still, Liker has gotten himself only 2 points And on the other hand, Jeffso with 4 points. So you can see really every position matters in this format. But this is still impossible to call, as we can see 33, 33, 32, 32, and 28. And as well as 25 points. So what a close match this is. Nothing has been decided, and we are going to the third out of 5 maps. So one more warm-up until the live round. As you see, Dofold with a good warm-up here. But still, Aurel and Dofold, they seem to be unstoppable on those kind of tracks. But then we have so many good players here behind. So it really matters who gets himself the first 10-pointer here from the bottom 6 of the players. Liker and Artenier look strong here. But then we have Dofold and Aurel, who are again occupying P1 and 2. Dofold with a safe finish with the BM. Still finishes in P2, so you can see the safe finish is roughly 0.8 slower than the risky finish. Okay, end of warm-up, match starting, and we are live with the first round here on Featherfield by TI Music, who I certainly don't know who that is, so maybe the chat can help me out. And let's go here. So in last place we have Spooky at the moment with 25 points. He's 0.2 behind here in the start, so not a good start for him. Gets the slide though, and we have a player who has also didn't get it too good by the name of Sika. We can see different lines here for the risky line going into the boost, and then for this with the safe approach where you don't have to jump. So Spooky is losing grip here, as well as Sika on this round, and we can see his teammate Liker, so Sika's teammate, making a mistake, and Dofold again in the lead, as well as Aurel, who has dropped behind. So Spooky and Sika can really capitalize from that. But still, it is such a good round here again from Dofold, as he is miles ahead. He's 0.45 of a second ahead of the second place. But the battle for the second place is going on. Will it be Artenier, Razi, or Jeffso? No, it will be actually the alignment that I've said beforehand. So Artenier in second, Razi in third, and then Jeffso in fourth position. And this means that Artenier and Razi will extend the lead a tiny bit to 2 points towards the fifth player, but still nothing has happened here really, as we can only see Aurel dropping a bit behind, but only to a small margin. He's still 19 points ahead of the third place. We can see Sika and Artenier dropping however behind, and this is not looking good for Sika here, who is only at 32 points. He's really in need of those. He really needs a 10-pointer here, but you can see Dofold again with a good start. He's again in first position, and you can see the point of view here. If you if you cope the section, the camera will follow or will go into the cam 3 here. So yeah, Dofold in the lead, Razi behind, and then we have Aurel. So what a fight here for that second place between Razi and Aurel. So Eminem versus Gaming Prive. And we can see Dofold with a mistake. Still was able to do that jump, but didn't get it too good. He will still go into the CP, but won't get himself a 10-pointer here. Razi is the first player who gets himself a 10-pointer besides Aurel and Dofold. So greatly done, and this is very good for him, as this is 3 bonus points for him, because this point repetition really rewards you when you get into the first place. So Razi now up to 49 points, 5 points of a gap between him and the fourth place with that. But still nothing has happened here, or everything can happen. And Aurel is not stumbling, but he's not getting himself the 10 pointers that he's in need of, as Jeffso has made a mistake. And he is on P4, so maybe Artanir or Liker can overtake him. Artanir with a good start goes for the risky approach here, as well as Dofold. So greatly done by them. The wanted player is in the lead, but Artanir with a tiny tad more speed in this section comes closer though. But that was only the glimpse there, so that was not really occurring. So Artanir has had not a lot of speed. And what I thought beforehand. Artanir with a mistake in the uphill, so it's Dofold in the lead. Artanir goes for that safe approach. And I think this is not a good decision because he gets overtaken by every player. Except the players who have made a mistake. So Aurel in second, Dofold in first, and then we have Razi in third, Sika in fourth position, Jeffso in fifth, and then Artanir makes that jump. But will get overtaken by Spooky. And also by Liker here in the ending. So only 1 point for him. Who was that? Who bumped away there? It was Jeffso. Not looking good for Jeffso here. He was at 48 points, but you can see Razi, who's really doing good here on this map, is now extending his lead towards the fourth and most importantly to that fifth place to 14 points already. So this is looking good for Razi here, the Eminem player. Also a great start here from him. Gets himself a lot of speed. So he is now up into the battle for that first or top 3 placements. Dofold in the lead, however, and then we have Aurel chasing him, 0.25 of a second behind him. But great up from Aurel, really gets himself away, gets himself a lot of speed here. So Aurel can risk it a bit, comes closer though, but it was Dofold who got himself a good uphill as well. So top 3 again, Dofold, Aurel, and then we have Razi, who's actually choking it. Razi is choking it, and therefore it means that it is actually Artanir with the third place and Razi only with a seventh place. And we can see Jeffso failing it as well. And both of the players who were really far ahead have stumbled here. They have stumbled. Jeffso still remains in the 4th position, but still it is now super close, and this will make everything more and more exciting. So this will make everything interesting. It was Razi who really got himself a lot of good rounds prior on the prior map. So he is 9 points ahead. But Jeffso, you can definitely see that he is not safe at all. It can also be Spooky who can make something happen, who is at 39 points. So only 9 points away and 10 points away from the overtake to the 4th place. So close match here between the players who will move into the 4th round, into the quarterfinal. That's the question. That is a very good question that we can get an answer to very soon. So this part here that you have seen on Bayana is really hard to do. Let me actually drink something. So this Buckfin didn't work for every player on the prior round. Keen to see that now, if every player survives it, or if there will be any difficulties. Okay, first round out of 4. We have 8 more rounds in this round of 8. Who will accompany Dofold and Aurel, who are already safe, or almost safe, in the next round? Will it be Razi, who is also very far ahead, or someone else here? Artony, Like, Sika and Spooky, who are right now not occupying a top 4 position. So everything is possible. Jeffso with a good start. Dofold with a good landing though on the Trackmania² block as Jeffso drops a little bit behind. Dofold is in the lead. Aurel with more speed, but Artony also there in the mix. So Artony wants to push it here. Artony is in this battle now. This part comes and it is Aurel making the mistake. Dofold got it really good, but as well as Artony. Artony with that more outside approach, so he gets it here a little bit with less amount of speed. So Dofold in the lead. Razi behind. Liker and Sika, the T-Soon players, are also there to have a saying, but Dofold with a good amount of speed, so we will take another 10-pointer. No! He makes the mistake, and it is Artony in first, Razi in second, and then we have Sika in third. And other than that, look at this, a gap of more than 4 seconds between the third and fourth position. So this is looking grim here for the other players. So maybe the pressure is rising here, but Dofold is miles ahead. So an unnecessary mistake here from him. But this means that Artony is now up to P4 and Jeffso drops down. Jeffso not with a good start here again. As you can see, he overtakes Spooky though, but still only P6 as Liker makes a mistake as well. So Jeffso needs more than that. He's 0.4 behind, is going for the risky way, but Dofold is in the lead, but makes the mistake just when I said that. And also Razi not with a good approach here, so Jeffso comes closer. Aurel in first, Sika in second, and Sika is really in need of those points. Makes that zigzag section throughout the pillars, and also good here from him. You can see if you release before the bug slide, you will get yourself a better angle and therefore more speed over this section. But yeah, it looks like Jeffso will take the second place here. Looking good for him. Yes, he will do so. Aurel in first, Razi in third, and then we have Sika and Antonio behind that. And then also we have yeah, Dofold finishing almost 6 seconds, more than 6 seconds later than the other players, so still gets away with 3 points. Spooky and Liker in 7th and 8th, so this is not what they want to see because they are sitting down here in the leaderboard as well. So 70 points for Razi, still remains in the 3rd position, comfortable third position. Jeffso with a mistake as well as Sika. Ooh, this is not good for them. Both of them had really good rounds beforehand, and now they are in dead last, super far behind. Liker as well with a mistake, as well as Artony with a very wonky approach. So the top 3 in the leaderboard is right now the top 3 on this track, as Aurel is chasing Dofold here. Goes for the attack, has a little bit more speed, but Dofold with a mistake, so Aurel will capitalize, and also Razi will overtake him. Aurel in the lead, 0.8 to work with. Dofold and Sika are in 3rd and 4th position. By the looks of it, it is Razi who gets overtaken here by Dofold. Great ending here, and Razi with a mistake goes too far to the left, and he throws away some valuable points. Has to go for the alternative safe finish. So Razi with the choke here in the ending, and only gets himself 2 points instead of 6 or maybe even 7. So you hate to see that. Liker not able to finish. Yeah, and it's looking very grim here for Liker and Spooky. More than 10 points behind the 6th place, and as well as Sika. I mean, yeah, they can still make it happen. It's 5 points here between 6th and 4th position. Consider only top 4 is going to the next round. Oh, we can see multiple mistakes here again by Artony, and then as well by Sika. And no, okay, only those 2 players have made a mistake. But actually, Liker has made a mistake as well, and he went for the DNF. Unfortunately, he went for the DNF. So Razi goes for the release. Otherwise, he would have hit the block there. So greatly done by him. Still in 4th position. Dofold, Jeffso are in P1 and 2. No, actually it is Aurel and Dofalt now because Jeffso has dropped behind. Still P4 for him, even though he's super far behind. Yeah, Razi with a 3rd place here. Greatly done. Spooky ahead of Artonier. Then we have Jeffso with the safe finish on a P6, or with the 3rd finish, the alternative finish if you don't reach that. I really like that idea. Yeah, now we will go to the last track, which will decide everything. The make it or break it. Who will go into the next round? So Electricity by Aegis is the last track here of this round of 8. So Dofalt and Aurel are almost 40 points ahead of the 3rd place. It is safe to say, regardless what they are doing, that they will qualify themselves to the next round here. And then we have Razi at 78 points, still looking very good. He's 14 points ahead. Theoretically, it's possible for even Spooky to qualify if he wins every round here, for example. But it will be very unlikely. It is still possible. I don't want to forecast it. This ending is very important to do, as Aurel is making it. This can save you up to 1.5 seconds, if I recall correctly. 1 to 1.5 seconds. Because you really get yourself a lot of speed in the ending. And yeah, so Arton here is in P4 and he is really shivering because Sika and Jeffso are only 7 and 6 points respectively behind. So let's go. Good luck and fun to the players. It's the last track and we have 4 more rounds to go with. As the player is not starting, it is... Wait, what? Who didn't start? Okay, it's one player with a DNF. It is most likely Liker here. But no, Liker is just lagging. So this is not looking good for him. Dofalt and Razi are in the lead. So Razi wants to set himself in, or wants to settle the 3rd place here. And wants to go into the next round, as we have Jeffso, who's in 5th position, also with a good start here. So Artonier is getting pressurized by Jeffso, who didn't get a good section there. And Liker as well with the invalid time here. So Dofalt versus Artonier here in this battle for that 1st place. As Artonier gets himself a wonky transition here. But it will be him. Still remains in that lead, actually, because it is Dofalt who has made a mistake. So Artonier with the risky approach gets himself the 1st position. Also goes up into the finish there. So 58.56 for him is enough. Aurel and Jeffso behind. And then we have Dofalt finishing as well as Razi. And then we have Sika in 6th position. And Spooky finishing as well. So this means that Artonier comes closer towards Razi. And the gap between 4th and 5th position is rising to 10 points. Okay. Artonier with a good start again. Look at that. He is really pressing B for boost here in this section. And he looks very strong here on this track. Where is Jeffso and where is Sika? Jeffso is on P5 but didn't get a good landing here again. And Sika didn't get it too good either. So not looking good for him. As he has to get more than that. So Artonier looks strong to get himself a comfortable position again. And he can actually overtake Razi with that. But Artonier, just when I praised him, makes the mistake. So it is him dropping behind. And now we have Dofalt and Aurel. So same picture as every round, kind of. Or as in the 1st and 2nd map. In 1st and 2nd position. And Jeffso with a 6th position here, or with a 6-pointer on 3rd place. Comes closer and closer towards Artenia and Razi, but only 3 points, and he has 2 more rounds to go with. It is possible, 7 points, it is possible, but Jeffso needs a banger of a round now, or it will be a photo finish between them. Okay, why is the top finish faster? Okay, I'll show you real quick. Where's the finish? Okay, now I'll show you after the round. Okay. But there's the finish is a little bit earlier. I'll show it to you after that. Okay, so Duofold in the lead as well as Artenia with a good start. But let's follow here on Jeffso as we have Sika here as well. But Sika is at 76 points, but Jeffso had to respawn. And therefore Jeffso won't have a saying here. And it's most likely that he won't go into the next round since he has made the mistake. And Artenia has a good section. Is on P1 and as well as Razi is on P3 here. Goes for that jump, but really wonky approach for him as well as for Artenia. And Dolphin, it will be Razi in the lead. So maybe other players can capitalize from that, as well as Sika is now going up into the lead, and he will go ahead and gets himself the 10-pointer. What was that for a round? Really weird approach. But yeah, you can see the finish line is here and the other finish line is there. So that's why the finish is faster. So Artenia is able to finish, but only on P8, so only 1 point for him. So let's take a look onto the standings. It's Jeffso who got himself 5 points, coming closer, as well as Sika with 80 points. So only 4 points between P6 and P4. And it's safe to say that Razi is through with 94 points, but Artenia is crumbling like a Subway cookie. This last round will decide it. Who will go into the quarterfinal here? Will it be Artenia, who was on 4th position, who played really good here on the first couple of rounds, but crumbled in the prior round? Or will it be Sika or Jeffso, who can get themselves away? But they need a good performance now, because if Jeffso gets 1st place and Artenia 2nd place, it's a tie. And we can see Sika, who is dead already. Sika is dead. Let's follow Jeffso. Jeffso is also dead. And it is Artenia who is ahead here. And this is enough. This is enough for him, even though he has not a good round. But it is Jeffso and Sika, all of them not with a good round. And this is the early GG kind of, if Artenia survives this and not a Clown Fiesta is occurring here. Artenia taking it safe, had to release too much here. So this map is a very, very weird map, but I like it. But yeah, Artenia is through, even though after that mistake goes for the finish. P4 for him. Aurel, Razi, Liker in the top 3, and Artenia is through, as well as Razi, Aurel, and Dofold. GG.